I don't like being outside. I don't like summer. I don't like the heat. Don't like warm weather. Hi besties, I'm Leah, your bookish big sister, and in today's video I thought I would show you my TBR and some other summer reading recommendations that I have for you. I don't like summer. I don't like the heat. Don't like the insects. I also just don't overall like summer food. I don't like barbecued food. I have recently been getting into the vibes, or I've been wanting to get into the vibes a little bit better, starting off with a very new released book, Just Friends by Hayley Pham, who, if you don't know Hayley Pham, she is a content creator. She mostly focuses on reading, but on, I want to say the 3rd of March, because I can remember being really excited for it. I haven't actually started it yet though. The 3rd of March, she released her debut novel, Just Friends, an old friends to lovers story that is set in or by the beach. I'm very excited to read it. I do like Hayley Pham. I watch a lot of her videos. But I'm very excited to read this book. It's actually the next book that I plan on reading. Throughout this video, I'll probably tell you what books I'm currently reading, what books I have read in this list, because there's a few that I have read in this list that I had aimed as like summer books. Our next book is When Grumpy Met Sunshine by Charlotte Stein. I am currently reading this book. There is another book in this list I am also currently reading. I am literally on page 2 when I say I'm currently reading. I picked it up for 2 seconds while I was waiting for the kettle to boil earlier on. Now, I don't think this is per se a summer romance in the way that Just Friends by Hayley Pham is, because it's not really. I just think that the vibes are summery, and it's just a book I plan on reading over summer. I've had this book since it's come out and I haven't really read it yet. I've tried to and then got distracted and never finished it, so I want to restart it because it's a grumpy ex-sunshine. He's a footballer. She's a ghostwriter. She's trying to ghostwrite his memoirs. Now, Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings is a sapphic kind of enemies to lovers spring/summer farm romance where basically Opal wins the lottery and she then buys Pepper's farm. Pepper doesn't realise that her farm has been sold, and it's a story of them having to learn to live with each other, but on top of learning to live with each other, figuring things out, really. Next book on my summer TBR is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote my all-time favourite book, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I have started reading this before. I couldn't get into it. I'd like to retry it, but to be honest, I do think that if I can't get into it this year, then I will get rid of it. I'll probably give it to charity or sell it on Vinted. Now, this next book is a summer romance. It's more of like a one summer fallen in love book, but it's How to Write a Love Story by Catherine Walsh. I am very excited to read this. The female main character, her dad passed away and he left her, sorry, I'm reading the blurb as I'm telling you about it. He left her an estate on the Irish coast and an outline of his best-selling epic fantasy series that he wanted her to finish and then writer's block. He is meant to be the editor for the story, massive fan of her father's work, and it is meant to be, like I said, a one summer kind of a deal. Okay, Darling's Daffodil Farm by Brittany Nicole. But it's like a cowboy romance, enemies to lovers thing. He moves into her dad's farm after her dad passed away to help get things back to how they were, because they were losing money on the farm. They didn't have any money. I just really hurt my earring, blah blah blah, and she moved away from town, like her family town, like the town she grew up in, and she came back to find that this man is living in her bedroom and her mum is not even living in her childhood home, and she's like, what the? As I'm making this video, I'm only on page 52, so I can't even tell you much about this book, to be honest, but I'm very excited. It's about this farm that's used for weddings in the spring/summer. You can see in the picture all of the flowers. I am very excited to look into this. It's not a cowboy romance in like a cowboy romance kind of a way, not in like a save a horse, ride a cowboy kind of a way. I've googled so many times if it's a cowboy romance. Google always says yes, but I'm yet to hit any actual cowboy themes. I have read Collide and I absolutely loved it. I read it when it very much first came out. Whenever these books do a new, at least in the works, because I get a lot of books from the works, you can tell when these books are new or when I buy them when they're recently new because of the fact that they have sprayed edges. I loved the first book, so I got the rest just because. I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong I'm really sorry. The last book of the series is about the ice hockey coach's daughter and one of his teammates, so it's kind of a forbidden romance. I've been saying, in fact, if you've been following me for a while, you will hear me say this and you will roll your eyes at me because I have been saying this for years. Okay, I also have made TikTok saying I'm about to start this book and then I still haven't. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller is I want to say it's an LGBTQ. Yeah, no, honey! No, I want to say that it's an LGBTQ romance that's set in ancient Greece. And, well, Greece, I think of hot, warm weather and that's summer. There's not really much to say, to be honest. This is going to be such a short video. Night Shift by Annie Crown. And while I was reading it, I was saying that I wanted to read it over spring/summer because that was what I was doing. I have now finished it. I rated it 4.5 stars. To be honest with you, I only rated it 4.5 stars because it was the first book I had picked up in a while that I read 8 chapters in a row. It read like one of those Wattpad books that was so good you'd think, oh, this should be a book, but it would be a very fast-paced book. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a fast-paced Wattpad style book. It's a good book. It is a sports romance with a bookish female main character. He's the captain of the basketball team at the university that they go to, and he needs tutoring on his poetry class. It's very fast-paced, and people listed it as very spicy, but to be honest, it's not. And yet again, I'd probably rate it 3.5, 3.75 stars, but I didn't want to put it down. And yeah, like I said, it's like one of those Wattpad books that you just think, no, I want to read this as a book. But when it is a book, it's not the best book in the world. Not that it's bad, it is not bad. I really liked it. I really, like I said, didn't want to put it down. But that didn't mean that it was the best thing I'd ever read. Another 4.5 read of mine is Daisy Jones and the Six, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really like some of Taylor Jenkins Reid's stories. This book could have been a 5-star read for me, and I think I'm classing it as a summer read because it just gives the summer vibe. I can't fully explain it. I think it's the colours, you know, like the pink and the like creamy yellowy vibe. To be honest, started the TV show, picked up the book halfway through the TV show when 2023? Oh, maybe 2022. I can't fully remember. I watched the first couple of episodes of the show, bought the book, and then read half the book, finished the show, finished the book. My only thing that I don't like about this book, and it's purely from a selfish point of view, is the style that it's written in. This is my partner's favourite romance story. We both like it. The album Aurora we actually have framed in our house or in our room. We are very, very big fans of it. It's written because what it is it's interviews of the cast members and everyone that was involved with the cast. So it's written like that. You can see that it's written like that. It's good. if Taylor Jenkins Reid had written it in the style she wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, it would be my favourite, and it would be better than Evelyn Hugo in my opinion. The story is amazing. Like, I absolutely loved it, to be honest with you. I love the show, I love the story, but the writing style is very different and not as good as it could be personally. Like, it's written as if it's the script of the movie. When I started reading it, I had to check that I actually hadn't just accidentally somehow bought like a script of the film when I wanted to buy the book, if that makes sense. But the storyline is beautiful. This last summer recommendation, you're going to see it and you are going to either be like, no, that sounds great, or you're going to go, yeah, but everyone thinks that. And it is You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. If you are a US reader or even a UK reader, it's called People We Meet on Vacation. I was in Waterstones not too long ago, and I was like looking around at like all of the romance stuff, and even the British version, exact same cover, but it says People We Meet on Vacation. I felt like I was in one of those like other universe type things. I was like, what? It is the last 5-star read I have. I read it actually in March. This book I rated 5 stars. It's about friends who go on vacation every year. Well, when they were like in not high school, when they were in university / college, they went every year. Every summer they went, and then she got a job at a travel magazine thing. She was basically a travel journalist. She wants to go on one last trip to see if she can salvage her friendship with her friend, the male love interest, Alex. And on their holiday, they end up doing the do, having feelings for each other, and basically being like, I don't know why we kind of stopped being friends. If you want a summer romance, if you are going on vacation, read it. If you have not read it and you are wanting summer vibes, read it. I'm hoping that Just Friends by Hayley Pham has a similar kind of vibe. I'm not expecting it to be the same, but I'm hoping that it does give off that summery vibe. I really did love that book. The friend that recommended it to me actually said, here are my 3 favourite romance books. I think you'll like You and Me on Vacation the most. And they were right. They were very, very, very right with that, to be honest with you. That's everything I hope to read this summer. Will I read all of this? Absolutely not. Some of them, as you know, I've already read. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for joining me on my living room floor. If you like this video, if you like book content, if you like romance specific book content, then please do like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching this video. I hope to see you next time.